Good evening. I was talking in previous two videos about how everything starts and what's happening, and about submitting yourself to the situation which is currently happening everywhere. And many of you talks about that, and I found out that it's no point for me to continue with that and doing that, because you are aware of what's happening, and I don't wanna keep talking about that, and I don't wanna repeat the words of others, even though they are my own, because everything I speak from my own knowledge and understanding. And I found that my knowledge and understanding fits to many of the informations that are out there. I know most of you are aware of what's happening and not happy. I will just do a little I will just speak for a little bit about the current situation, but not in the sense of as I spoke in the previous videos, how it started and how people reacted and so on and so on. I would actually mention in this video the feelings that many of you are going through. I personally can see the change in society, in humans, in social life. Everything drastically changed in short time. It was bad for a while, for a few years, but in last year or so went pretty bad. I understand why is that, and you as well may know. It's the pressure that is put upon us, the fear that is put upon us. I even think that they spreading something in air, and I even think that they feed us with something that disturb our emotions and mental state, and most of the people these days are very depressed, feeling lonely, sad, anxious, and lost. I personally don't believe in depression as a such a thing. Depression exists, of course, and anxiety exists, but I think that's the product of the current society. In my days, honestly, I didn't know anyone who was depressed. Okay, maybe sad, of course, especially if something's happened to you and your family, or in your family, or even in your circle of the friends, but not depressed as such a thing like you waking up in the morning and you don't wanna leave, or you don't wanna continue through that day. That is happening now to many of you, of us. I've been through depression myself. Recently, not before, as I said before, I didn't know what depression is. I didn't know even what unhappiness is. But I've been through hell myself personally, and I went through depression and through sad time and anxieties. In my case, I made the wrong decisions, wrong choices, and they hardened on me and they made me feel bad. But then as well, on top of that, those decisions that I went through and experienced, I think as well something is in the air or in a food, because kind of no matter what you do, you still feel the same. But then I learned something which I want to share with you, how to walk out of that state is you need to first of all believe in the good parts of yourself, and you need to believe in your own strength. Depression, as we all know, is a mental state, but it's a mental state which evolved through emotion. So if you gone through hard time or you're going through hard time, it affects your mental state, and then your mental state create that feeling of depression or anxiety. No matter, someone feel anxiety, someone feel depressed, someone feel sad, someone feel all of that, someone parts of that. However, we kind of develop that state of depression by letting ourselves being weak and letting those negative emotions to run our life. Most of the humans are not even aware how strong and how powerful they are. So what I want to say is, as you went into depression and your mental state caused you that depression, and you allow that, in sense you create that because you allow that energy to be stronger than you, so you can change. I remember the days, my own days, when I felt the way I said, and I was thinking, oh, I can't do anything about it. But I actually didn't try or even didn't wanna, and I let that to overwhelm me and take me over. I went through many healers, and partially they helped me, but then again that emotion would come, and I tell you how to stop that. But I want to say that it kept coming, and I kept feeling the way I felt. I even at some state I did use those anti-depression tablets, but honestly that doesn't work. I mean, it's hard to say it doesn't work. It helps. It helps in few ways. Either it numbs your feelings or ease a little bit. but doesn't take away that energy. It's like, you all know about, but I'll just repeat. It's like a bandage on the wound. What we need to do, and what I have done, is I went to many healers, which I do believe in natural healings, and I do believe that we are all kind of natural healers and have that ability. Someone has more, someone less, depends how much we are aware of. Anyway, I went to many to look for help. They did help to a certain degree, but didn't clear. And that depression, anxiety, sadness in me kept coming back. I personally had the days when I didn't want to get up from the bed and didn't want to go through a day, because I would wake up with anxiety. I would wake up with that pressure in my chest, a choking in my throat. It was like sitting someone in here, in this part of the body. Obviously, that's pure anxiety. I would cry. I would cry with no reason, but I would cry. But anyway, for crying is always a reason. Deep down, I had wounds that needed to be healed. So I went to that for years, and I was looking for help. And I, as I said, went to many healers, went to some psychiatrists. I looked everywhere for help. And I received the help partially, but then I would be fine for a certain time, but then it will come back. So that was, to me, like an ongoing circle, going and coming, going and coming, until I found out through a friend, and I want to thank him this way. He came in my life, obviously. God sent him to me to help me. To help me to realize that I am my own healer. Same as you all are your own healers. But to come to that point that you are able to heal your own self, you need to awaken. You need to come to the state where you are aware of your own abilities as a healer, which means that you can heal your own depression, anxiety, or sadness. How? Mind is very powerful, and she creates everything and anything. I actually wrote the book about the mind, and even writing that book, which I received the information from above, I would say, I still couldn't help myself, it's like a vicious circle. until I realized myself that, until I got the help from the friend, helping me to realize that I am able to heal myself. So, as I to go back to the mind, as I said, it's the most powerful tool, and you created that feeling of depression, anxiety, sadness in your own mind, obviously without knowing. You let that energy to take you over. We let that energy, I let that energy to take me over. And I sinked in. And of course, you get a little help. Obviously, when you're looking for the help, you get help from, I mentioned, from who and how. But it works, but not completely. So, at a certain time in my life, when I awakened to that even understanding of what I'm saying and what I even wrote about, I have realized that I can heal myself. So if I could place with my mind that bad feeling and that energy which I let to take over all my body and my life and my emotions, I can relieve myself from. It's easier than you think. It's a will, of course. It's a power. It's a will of power, or power of the will. So, once when you understand that you place that on yourself, upon yourself, that you created that bad energy, or let the things to create that bad energy, you can relieve yourself. As the mind creates that, mind can take that away. So, what you need to do is ask. You ask for help. How? We are all, when we come to this body, when our soul comes to this body, choose this body, we get assigned a guides to stay around us all the time. Someone calls them angels. Spirits, can be spirits from some of your relatives passed away, and they are there to help you. But they cannot help until you ask, until we ask. So we are swimming in the ocean of, I wouldn't say hell, but in a sense like that, hell of the emotions. We suffer and we don't realize that we can get helped. So only what we need to do is ask. You don't need to know who the guides or the your angels are, the one who are assigned to you and they are for you to help you. It's it's enough for you to know, to be aware of that. So all we need is to ask them. Obviously, if you cannot do yourself, which is most of the people cannot, you ask them to relieve you from that and those emotions. You can say inside or loudly, you can say silently or loudly, no matter. You can ask, you can tell, please, guides, help me to remove this anxiety. Help me to remove this sadness. Help me to remove this depression. Free me. Keep me happy, calm, peaceful. That is my wish. That is my command. So be it. Thank you. When you do that, you'll see the change. You'll feel the change automatically. If emotion comes back, which some of them are very deep and it takes a time, as it did take a time for them to build, to become that strong, you take the time. But each time you do that, you will feel less sad, less depressed, with less anxiety, and feel much stronger. So this is my, I would say, advice to you, to do this, to try, and let me know how you go, as I'm sure you're gonna end up being happy and you will see that it works. I hope many of you will do this, because I know it will work, and many of you will find the help that you're looking for in your own self, in your own strength, and move on from that no good feelings. I sending you a blessings. I'm sending you a lot of love, and God be with all of us as He is, if you have Him in your heart. Sending love to you all.